Welcome back, everyone, to the second game of this Coates Talent League doubleheader here on Community TV. We just saw the boys' competition with Sandringham picking up a 19-point victory over the Eastern Rangers, but we'll now shift our attention to the girls' competition as the Eastern Rangers and the Sandringham Dragons will play their first game of the 2024 season here at RSEA Park. Should be a good contest between these two sides. Of course, Eastern Rangers narrowly went down in the grand final last year by 7 points against the Oakley Chargers. And they'll be looking for a bit of retribution this year. They take on the Sandringham Dragons. Dragons finished 8th last year, 5 wins, 8 losses they were. There's exciting times ahead here for the girls' competition. It's been growing and growing, has this Coates Talent League for the girls, as it first started back in 2017. As the toss was won, I believe, by the Rangers. And they'll be going to the right of your dial. Evie Parker and Molly Patterson, the two captains today for the Rangers. Is this wind really starting to pick up now at RSEA Park? Austin Kruger's my name. Join alongside you for this big doubleheader on Community TV. As this wind really starting to come into play as we are underway the first game of the 2024 season here for the Eastern Rangers and Sandringham Dragons in this girls' competition. And the Eastern Rangers will go inside through Markby for the first inside forward 50 of this game. Not enough on the kick as the ball just hits the deck there. Well worked out from Stevenson. As the ball just trickles towards the goals here. Well picked up. The handball back in board as the snapping shot just goes astray there from Knight. So of course Sandringham coached by Martha Cantwell. Or the Rangers. And coached by Jared Donders. Last time these two teams met was back in round 16 last year, where the Rangers won by 2 points. So it was a very tight battle. Obviously, a lot of players going in and out of the squad since last year. It's just outside the forward 50 here for the Rangers. Picked up from McMillan. Couldn't get a clean look at the ball though. Just spills out once again. Handball over the top was a good one. Handball coming from Baldwin. And the kick in boards just brought to ground here. They've got the numbers to the Rangers. They'll go over the top through hands to find Takizio. Over the top, couldn't hold on to the mark was Allen. And we'll have a stoppage just inside forward 50. Tap one down from Bamford. And the umpire's just letting them play, and in the end it does spill out here, and just streaming through was Flockhart. Couldn't hold on to the interception there was Fern Wannon. Backs it up with a tackle. So of course round one for the girls' competition did get underway last Thursday, GMHBA Stadium, when the John Falcons beat the Rebels by 26 points. And we had the Easter holidays, and we're going to finish off this first round. Has taken a bounce through the middle here is McMillan. It's been busy early. It was a beautiful kick inboard and strong hands from Stevenson, who's also been lively in the forward line to start this one out of Waverley Park. Had 15 games in the 2023 season, kicking 10 goals with an average of 13.7 disposals and 5.8 tackles. So Stasia Stevenson is certainly a player to watch in the coming years. This will be right on her journey, and the kick comes in towards goal, and that wind just taking that ball to the right side. But the players now have got a sample size in front of goal. No, they're probably going to have to aim it heavily to the left here to try and bring it back in. All the early attacking done by the Rangers. Just fumbled that one, managed to keep it in. As the ball just spills out here. Back inside the Rangers go. Trying to get a clean look at the ball. Worked out through hand. Calagero involved in the play. Here's Georgia Knight. Over the top to Brown. Nice vision with the handball to find Baldwin. The shot in towards goal. And the mark's been taken. And the Rangers will have another shot here. This will be Indiana Markby. Coming from the SBL Wolves. Speedy forward. 10 games in 2023. Averaging just under 9 disposals for the first goal of their 2024 season. Misses to the left. So another behind here for the Rangers. They've been plagued with inaccuracy throughout the first 5 minutes. And taking the kick out was Boyd. Not the best kick. Just pushed out of the contest there, and the kick from Parker in towards goal. Goes across the face in the end. Trickles out of bounds. So we've got a few debutants today. For the Dragons, Tara Fagan, Macy Watkins, Margaret Whitney, Hannah Farran, Lucia Turnbull, Millie Nankervis. So 6 debuts of debutants for the Dragons. This ball's just been thrown back into play. Tried to tap it over the top. Maybe taken without the footy was Baldwin. Fantastic handball to the player. Streaming pass there to the top of the goal square. And a good interception's been taken here from Howden, one of the co-captains of this side. It's a dangerous ball. See what she was trying to do. Streaming past is McMillan. Tried to find Brown. Working it out through hand. Now they've got a bit of space. Was dispossessed was Markby. Under a lot of pressure are these Sandringham defenders to start this one. Somehow got a kick away. Not the required journey. A few goes at it. Another good handball over the top to Torquizio. And here we go. Can this be the moment now? It won't be. Didn't have the journey. Might just stay in here, and it will. Worked it out through hand to Stilvey. Couldn't hold on to the ball. Here's Markby once again. Just taps that one forward. It was very smart in the end. And they're going to work this one out. Little check side right in front of goals here. And another behind that one coming off the boot of Georgia Knight. The Eastern Rangers with 7 debutants today. Angelina Torcasio, Ella Brown, Jasmine Coney, Ishka Bella-Stock, Emma DePetta, Josephine Bamford and Zoe Wilkinson. So we've got 13 total debutants today across both sides. There's a bit of push and shove happening here between the players. It's been living down this end of the ground so far. Sandringham's really haven't been able to get their hands on the footy at all. Big crunching tackle laid there. It was Jessica Thomas laying that tackle. Umpire just letting this one go for a little while. In the end, he does blow his whistle. 4 by 20-minute quarters for the girls' competition. So that one's going to be fisted out of bounds. So we've having a look at some of the results earlier today. Calder Cannons taking care of the Northern Knights by 25 points. So we're back inside forward 50 now. Umpire's going to pin him. Pinner was going against Knight there. Can Sandringham try to build something here off their half-back line? As I've said, they've really struggled to get their hands on the footy. Wasn't the best option. Two Rangers players getting in the road of each other. Ducasio met in a tackle. Really unopposed in the ruck. Just coming off the boot there. A little fumbly. We'll have a boundary throw in right in front of the Sandringham Eastern Rangers interchange here at RSEA Park. The second game of a big doubleheader on community TV. We saw Sandringham beat the Rangers by 19 points in the boys' competition. Sandringham, in front of the home crowd, would love to get their 2024 season off in the right way. Although going up against very tough opposition. As the clearing kick finally comes from Thomas. As it edges close to the boundary, just kept in momentarily from Zakowski. So it's going to be Rangers ball. Just as it looked like they were able to get a bit of momentum going into their half of the ground. It was a dangerous kick back in board. A lot of work to be done now for the Rangers defenders. Did very well considering didn't have the numbers there. It was a good effort from Sophie Crofts of the Dragons. Doing the ruck work now, Whitney. Nice tap out the back of the pack to McLean. He just sprays and prays that one. Not a bad result. We'll have a boundary throw in inside the forward pocket here for Sandringham. Their first real look at it inside their own zone this game. Is about to tip over to the halfway point of this first term. Just 4 behinds to start this one off. Can Sandringham get the first goal of the game here? Just running past the footy was Allen. Spills out now. Good pressure applied on the kick from Ersprung. Gets the footy back. Hat kick's not going to work out. It'll be coming straight back in and playing on. Back inside of the forward pocket. Just slipped through the hands there as it goes towards the goal square. Free kick's being paid. We go in the way of the Rangers. So just releasing that pressure, although nearly turned it over. Just couldn't hold on to the mark. Or maybe a little bit of hit of the head as she slipped to the grass. And Taylor McMillan has been excellent throughout the first 11 minutes of this game. Gets him out of trouble. Back in towards the middle of the ground. Tap forward and maybe had her legs taken as well was Molly Patterson. Ball just spills out here. Good tackle laid from Tukizio. He's been very good as the debutant to start this game. As I've said, the wind has really picked up here in the last 5 or 10 minutes. It's very blistery conditions here at RSEA Park and just bursting through the pack. Handball over the top now to Sitherbourne. There's a good effort from Macy Watkins to just halt the Rangers moving forward any further. Sandringham starting to lift in this contest though, starting to get a bit more of the footy, and here they go once again. It'll be McLean finding Nankervis. Did she get a disposal away? The umpire says no. Some good defensive pressure there. It was Georgie Marsden laying the tackle. Marsden coming out of Blackburn. Back in towards the middle of the ground. Did she drag that in, or it'll be a push in the back? Good call from the umpire. He had the perfect view of that one. Be Stock to take the kick in. Oh, they had Marsden streaming past. The kick wasn't the best, but she'll work it out. Oh, that's got to be ball. She didn't get a hand on it, but it was well disguised in the end. Or pushed without the footy as well. As it finally spills over. No, it doesn't. It's just staying in, isn't it? It's a great crowd building here at RSEA Park. So it's going to be going the way of Markby. Making her teammate Georgia Knight really work for that one. Just needed a couple extra metres on the kick. Markby once again gives it off to Hedewick. And We'll have a stoppage. So thrown back up now. Spills out here. First at it was Matilda Clarkson. Wasn't the cleanest possession. Fighting for it. Macy Watkins. She gets first look at it. Brought to ground immediately. And great pressure and intensity to start this game. It's good ruck work in the end there from Cleo Smith. Just outbodied her opponent and then got the handball to the player streaming past him, Parker, and a good spoil there. Can hear the crowd starting to get into this one. Of course, a home game here for the Dragons. They are missing a few key players from both sides due to the AFL Academy and Under-23 All-Stars contest. Sandringham missing a few players in the likes of Sophie McKay and Kira Galaminda-Galla. Or the Eastern Rangers missing some big names in Grace Barber, Grace Baloney and the captain in Georgie Brisbane. As the Dragons look to go inside. Well, the defenders of the Rangers just not allowing much to give at the moment through the first 15 minutes of this game. Both teams still looking for that first goal. It was just brought back in. Can they get a clean look at it now? Watkins was involved. Lays a big tackle. So these two teams played twice last year. The Rangers winning both of those. They won the last one by 2 points. The one before that, they won by 31 points. As the kick comes in towards goal, can this one get the fortuitous bounce? It does not. Bit of a leg break there at the last second. But it'll be thrown back into play. Deep inside the Dragons' forward 50. Winning the tap down once again is Cleo Smith. She's been good. Watkins, who's seemingly been involved in every play, gets chased down in a big tackle. That's going to be holding the ball. It was Evie Parker who laid that tackle. Kick back inboards wasn't the greatest. Couldn't find an option. Coming straight back. Interception. So you can see the Rangers are trying to go through the middle and take the game on. They haven't been able to transition their ball as well as they'd like to. Scout Howden kicking that one in. Hacked away. Marsden. Good vision. Trying to hunt it down now is Knight. She gets first hand on the footy. Maybe taken without it. Yes, that'll be coming back. So it'll be Georgia Knight to take the kick. 16 games she played in 2023, kicking 21 goals. Could well be a draft prospect this season for the AFLW. It's her third season at the Rangers. The 17-year-old thought about giving it off to Stilvey. In the end, she does. And Georgia Knight will get the football back and launch them inside forward 50 on the cusp of quarter time. Can they get one? No, they can't. Being picked off nicely. It was Sophie Crofts who took the interception, as we'll have a lasso. Isla Baldwin, who's a Carlton VFLW listed player, sends it back inside forward 50, well roved from Flockhart, who's been impressive, although she's turned that one over. It's Jordan Allen taking the mark. Macy Watkins couldn't hold on to the mark. Comes back here to Jordan Allen. Just got the handball away in the nick of time. A little deflection off the kick. And Jordan Allen, once again, who's having quite the couple of minutes here. A lot of work to do for Hedderwick. Nearly pushing the back. Handball back from Fagan. 2-on-1. Daltrey. Couldn't get that ball away. We'll have a stoppage. Right in front of the Rangers interchange here at RSEA Park. 1 minute to play till quarter time here on Community TV. It's been an intense start to this one. Trying to keep this one into play. There's a good bit of body work from Baldwin. We'll have a throw in. So the Rangers dominated the first 5 minutes. They just weren't able to capitalise in front of goals, kicking 4 behinds. This one's thrown back in. 30 seconds to play. Can either team try surge forward? It's a contested game to start things off. Thrown back up. Whitney doing the ruck work. Well done from Baldwin. Although it's been turned over here for the Dragons, taking a big run up the middle. Is Trager. And that is the quarter time siren here at RSEA Park. At the end of the first term, it's the Eastern Rangers with 4 behind. The Sandringham Dragons yet to score. My name is Austin Kruger. We'll have a short break here on Community TV before we come back for the second quarter. Welcome back, everyone, to the big double header here on Community TV. This is the girls' competition for the 2024 Coates Talent League. First quarter is in the books, and both teams unable to register a goal in the first term. Just the four behinds going the way of the Eastern Rangers, who were kicking against the wind and had a dominant opening 5 minutes, just a little bit of inaccuracy plaguing them, as the Dragons weren't able to register a score. My name is Austin Kruger. Welcome to all of our viewers tuning in across the nation here on Community TV. Thanks to the partnership with News Corp Australia and the AFL, bringing the exclusive Coates Talent League match of the round for the 2024 season. Of course, all other games can be streamed and watched on the Coates Talent League app. As we're here at RSEA Park, the wind's just dropped off a little bit. It has been making things a little bit difficult for the players out there through the opening 20 minutes of this one. Of course, the Rangers suffered a shattering loss in the grand final last year by 7 points. Well, the Dragons are looking to improve on their 2023 efforts as they finished 8th on the ladder. Now we're underway here in the second quarter. Tap one down from Whitney. Goldman. It's been a free kick going the way of the Rangers. So a little undisciplined to start the quarter. Could have had the first entry and a potential shot, but instead it'll be coming all the way back. Goes through a few sets of hands. Just taken without the ball. Jacinta Boyd. Across the face. Oh, fantastic grab from Scout Howden coming out of Old Brighton. It's her third season at Sandringham. And another good grab here. So I think some of the early nerves are starting to wear off here in this one. As the Dragons will go inside, it's a booming ball inside, and a free kick has been awarded for the chop of the arms. It'll be Zari Maidenhall. There's a fair way out. It's her third season at the Dragons. Didn't play a game last year. It's going to take a fair kick. But Maidenhall might just set this one up to the top of the square. Had a couple goes at it, but the Rangers defenders did well in the end. The clearing ball, it's being touched, play on. Patterson wasn't quite aware of the situation. Handball now. Over the top found Nankervis into the pocket. Bumbles towards the boundary. It'll be taken back out. One-handed attempt, unable to hold on to it from Moore. Two very good footballing teams, the Dragons and the Rangers, two of the best in the Coates Talent League. Jessica Thomas from Wesley Collegians to take this kick. It was a nice one. Finding the target in Millie Nankervis, making her debut today in the Coates Talent League. Maybe take him without the footy. Yes. They're just giving away a free kick there. It's one of the more dangerous players in Molly Patterson, who's Vic Metro listed. She'll go back inboard. Trying to find Ella Brown. We'll have a stoppage directly in front of goal. 45 metres out. Starting to dominate the ruck is Margot Whitney. Through hands. Tries to get past one, dispossessed. That'll be holding the ball. Isla Baldwin taking that kick in. As I mentioned, Carlton VFLW listed player, so might not be making too many appearances for the Dragons this year, but will be sought after. As she's just gotten the ball back here, has just continued this play nicely. Taylor McMillan. Inside forward 50 they go. It's 2-on-1 now. Can they work it out? Need to apply some pressure and put on a good Shepherd. The handball was a good one. Can they finally get one here? The Rangers, the kick goes across the face of goal, coming off the boot of Markby. Probably had a bit more time to run into the goals there. It was a dazzling play up through the middle of the ground, starting with Isla Baldwin. Nervous moments now for Scout Howden. Finds a target in Calogero. Might be in a bit of trouble here. No, just be a stoppage just inside the boundary line here at RSEA Park. Overcast conditions. Both teams want to open up their 2024 season with a big win. It was a good play from Tora Fagan. Although dangerous kick back inboard. Handball over the top here. The snapping shot coming from Georgie Marsden. And another minor score. 0 goals, 6 the Rangers are now. A few of them have been difficult, but a couple of them being very gettable here. It's a lovely kick to find Olive McLean. McLean coming out of the East Malvern Knights, 17-year-old. A few players had their hands on it in the end. Tapped back into play. It was worked out nicely. Isla Baldwin will send him back inside, as she's done so a few times today. And the ball just spills here to Molly Patterson, the vice-captain of this side. Gives the handball off to Stevenson. This is fantastic play here from the Rangers. Pressure applied at the last minute. Although they're still not out of trouble yet are the Dragons. There's a lot of white Guernseys around. Here's Baldwin once again. She has just been everywhere in this second term. It's a high up and under ball, brought to ground, tapped forward, back into play towards Molly Patterson. Some good body work. Patterson involved once again. That could have been a bit of a throw out. It was. The umpire was in perfect position to see that. So Molly Patterson will take the kick in. Not a greatest effort. Here's Baldwin again. It's going to be holding the ball. It was incorrect disposal there. Just told to come back onto a line is Olive McLean. So, of course, the Sandringham Dragons had 2 draftees going to the AFLW last year. Isabel Bacon, pick number 13, going to Richmond. And Emily Goff, pick number 20, going to Essendon. So we're back inside forward 50 now here for the Rangers. They've had a few behinds to start this one, and that'll be another one as Ishka Bellastock on debut. Couldn't find the middle. And the Dragons try and get this one out. Again, just not the greatest option. Too many outnumbered situations. Baldwin just got a boot on it. Patterson, she's been fantastic for the Rangers in this one. Oh, great grab. Kelsey turns with a strong overhead mark. She's touted as a strong contested mark. Just showed exactly why. She only had the 2 games in 2023, averaging the 8.5 disposals. This one to open up the account in 2024, straight in front of goals. Misses to the left. Rangers potentially be up by a sizable margin in this game. They just cannot buy a goal at the moment. Patterson holds on to the mark. Her and Baldwin have been immense together. And guess who she's kicked it to? I thought it was Baldwin, but it's not. Apologies, that's Georgia Knight. If anyone's going to get the first, it would be Georgia Knight. As I mentioned before, she had 21 goals last year. This will be right on her range. Georgia Knight, she should have a little bit of wind to try help push this one in. She's an avid goal scorer. It comes in. It just might not have the journey, and it doesn't. And another blemish added to the scoreboard. 9 behinds to start this contest. Dangerous ball. Couldn't hold on to the mark. A lot of work to be done now. Back in boards. And this time they've found Knight again, who surely can go back. and get the first of the 2024 season here for the Eastern Rangers. There's a little bit of rain just starting to trickle down here at RSEA Park. Georgia Knight directly in front of goal. She had the last set shot as this one comes in. And finally, the Rangers get a major. It took them 9 behinds and a quarter and a half, but in the end, who else but Georgia Knight to get their first of the 2024 season. Potential draft prospect is the number 12. Third season at the Rangers. An excellent key forward option. As that rain just starting to pick up a little here. It's not too bad at the moment. But the conditions are seemingly getting worse by the second, which is going to make those goals ever so important as this game continues. So the Dragons really struggled to get any type of clean possession on the ball to start this game. Well, the umpire's taking his time, and you know what that means, holding the ball. I believe that was Stasia Stevenson, who was the recipient of that one. Had a few to beat there. Oh, backs it up with a great tackle. Good second effort there. They've got some players into the pocket. If they can get a clean look at the ball, here's McMillan. Gives it off to Jordan Allen. 1-on-1 contest. Brought to ground. Turns around on the right. Was just touched off the boot, but she's going to get her own footy back. Can she get the handball out? Was dispossessed. It's a hot footy at the moment. Slips out the back to Stilvey. She'll turn around and snap this one through. And the Rangers have finally found their accuracy in front of goal. That was a wonderful snapping shot and a great passage of play. As Stilvey sends that one through. Coming out of the White Horse Colts. Had a good 2023 season. 13 games, 11 goals, just under 11 disposals a game. So she's certainly a player to watch as well. There's a great football IQ, does Emma Stilv. And just like that, the Rangers go up by 21 points. They just needed to see that first one go through. And they might be coming down once again. It was well done from Bamford on debut to get past one. It was a hot ball inside. Georgia Knight just spill the mark, but gives the handball back out to Carzio. Can nearly get the footy back. Taken was Ishkabella Stock. And a thumping tackle comes out here tonight. Good handball over the top. So it's just pinging around at the moment. Goldman, seemingly the first possession in quite a while for the Dragons. Taken high was Molly Patterson. What can she set up here? She's been very impressive to start this contest. Brought to ground. Fagan just got a handball away. Trying to rip it out. Umpire's letting them go, but eventually we will have a stoppage. So directly in front here of the Rangers' goal. That was a throw. At least it looked like one, and that's going to be a dangerous tackle, giving away the free kick to Ishka Ballastock, who's on debut today. One of the 7 debutants for the Eastern Rangers. Coming out of Healesville. She's just going to pass this one off. Couldn't hold on to the mark. Could be costly. Tried to get rid of it, but was met by a big group tackle straight away. The Rangers have just been able to lock this ball down there pretty much this whole second term. Dragons coming out of their defensive end. Straight to Patterson, who's really played that role today. Baldwin gave the hands off there to Smith. No one was able to mark it. Oh, that looked like a throw from here. And it is. A little bit of help there from some of the Eastern Rangers players who were just showing the umpire that looked like a bit of a throw there. It'll be Indiana Markby, who was quite lively in the first quarter. Can come in for 3 goals on the trot here as the Markby kick comes in. It's swinging back beautifully. Markby gets her first, and 3 on the trot for the Rangers, showing their championship pedigree. Indiana Markby. So they had 9 behinds to start the game, did the Rangers, and they've kicked 3 straight since then. Just over 5 minutes to play till half time. Chase down tackle. It's going to be holding the ball. Good option to find Georgie Marsden. Goes over the top here. They've seemingly just got all the numbers here at the moment, and just taking the ball and having a run there was Evie Parker in towards the goal square, brought to ground. He's sitting on top of the ball there. We'll have a stoppage. Trying to hold on for dear life at the moment are the Dragons. Are just really struggling. The Rangers just not letting any easy possessions happen. And that's been the story of the day. A clearing kick out of defence. The Dragons just landing right in the lap. It was Georgie Marsden who took the mark and brought him back inside 50. Baldwin back inside, finding Allen. They're really starting to lift here. Are the Rangers. Good interception. So that's going to be a lasso. Patterson once again. She's had so much of the football within the first 2 quarters. That's got to be holding the ball or incorrect disposal. It's not going to matter in the end. Patterson goes back inboard to a player under a lot of pressure in stock, who just had to get rid of it straight away, had no other real option. And they'll work this one out. Patterson nearly taking the mark, brought it to ground, allowing Marsden to give the handball there to Wilkinson. Back inside, nice bit of running, dashing play. Brown giving the hands off there to Casio. Trying to find Evie Parker here. In the end, does get the pick up. It's good pressure applied. Got the handball away just to McMillan. Good option over the top to Casio. He's having quite the debut out of Waverley Park. Out the back here, has a few to beat. Or could have been in the back there against the Rangers. Just tapped back into play. Free kick going the way of the Dragons. It'll be Sophie Crofts to take the kick. Crofts having 12 games for the Dragons last year. 8.3 disposals she averaged. Also kicked 3 goals for the season. It was a long ball in towards Turnbull. There's just a little bit of a shower happening here at RSEA Park. Nothing too damaging, although with the wind and a bit of rain, just making those conditions ever so harder. And it makes this 27-point lead seem quite hard to try and overtop. There's still plenty of time left in this one on Community TV. A minute and a half to play till half time. The Rangers To say they're dominating this one would be an understatement. Through the first 2 quarters, the Sandringham defenders doing everything they can at the moment. Tap forward from Marsden. Backs it up. Dragons linking up through hand. Just couldn't find the target there. Just hacked forward. Couldn't cleanly pick up the ball. We should have a stoppage here. About 75, 80 metres from home for the Eastern Rangers. As the seconds tick towards half-time, you'd think Sandringham's waiting for that half-time siren, but they might just concede another one here as the kick comes out here to Georgie Marsden. Got a bit of work to do. Can she run onto the ball? She can. She gets past her quite easily and sends that one into the pocket. Trying to run onto it. Here's Evie Parker. Done very well just to get that handball away. Well, great tackle. Good pressure from everyone involved there. It's just pinging around. That's going to be holding the ball. They're going to have to go quickly. There's not long until that halftime siren. She's going to have to just wheel and go. Will Jordan Allen, can they get a mark here? They can't. The ball spills to the pack. And that is the halftime siren here at RSEA Park. At the end of the first half, it's the Eastern Rangers 39-27 to the Sandringham Dragons yet to score. The goal scorers from that first term, Siggles to Knight, Markby and Stilvey. My name's Austin Kruger. We'll have a short break here on Community TV before we come back for the second half of our Coates League doubleheader. A big warm welcome back, everyone. It's Community TV's coverage of the 2024 Coates Talent League season. It's half-time in our big double-header here at RSEA Park. It's the opening game for the Sandringham Dragons and the Eastern Rangers within the girls' competition of the Coates League. And at the end of the first half, it's all Rangers as they lead this one 3-9-27, and the Dragons yet to score. It was an inaccurate start for the Rangers, who had 9 behinds before they got their first major. And Georgia Knight was able to get their first through, and then Markby and Stilvey adding one to the collection as well. As the second half now underway here on Community TV, and a good start here from the Dragons. A lovely bit of work coming out of the middle. Flockhart with a clearing kick inside, gives it to a play running past here in Maidenhall. This will be the perfect start. In the end, unable to register a score. Austin Kruger's my name. Pleasure to be back with you again. It's been a big day of footy here at RSEA Park. A big weekend of football, of course. Gather round at the AFL Academy, Under-23 All-Stars. There's a lot happening in the world of football, including the Coates Talent League, our first game of the morning in the boys' competition. Saw the Rangers go down by 19 points to the Sandringham Dragons. Matilda Clarkson sending them back inside forward 50. A much better start here for Sandringham here in this second half, although they weren't able to keep that ball down there for too long. Just taking the mark here is McMillan. Been able to find a couple targets in a row here. Oh, just slips out the back. A bit of work to do. So it trickles towards the boundary line. Might be a push in the back. The umpire lets it go. Tough conditions for football as this day's continued. It was an okay start weather-wise, but a little bit of rain starting to come in. The wind starting to play a factor too. Eastern Rangers going to the right of your dial. Sandringham going to the left. To the left of your screen has been the scoring end throughout the day. An opportunity here, can turn around and snap this one through, but marked on the last line of defence. The goal-saving effort. They'll just chip that one into the pocket. And just go back to where it came from. Taking the mark here is Jacinta Boyd. Her third season for Sandringham. 50 metres. Well, that'll certainly help the Dragons try get it out of their defensive zone. Jacinta Boyd taking the kick. Moves it on quickly inside the centre square. Brought to ground. Well worked out from Daltrey. Ball just hits the grass there. Nice little deflection. I believe that was McLean getting her hands in on it. It's a good play here from Evie Parker to just keep that ball moving forward. Found a target behind there in Marsden. Good pressure. Allowing the turnover. Hannah Farran making her debut. Sent that kick on its way. Just being played between the two arcs at the moment. Maidenhall. That was well done. Just stopped and propped. Sent the kick back inside. It wasn't a good one though, because it's been picked off from Sitherbourne. Running onto it here is Stilvey. It was a nice kick. Couldn't hold on to the mark though. Could Markby. The crowd and the players were asking for holding the ball and couldn't get it. And just picked her pocket nicely there was Molly Patterson. Really strong effort there from Taylor McMillan to get the hands out, get that handball just coming off the boot of Watkins. So that was Mia Ersprung. Great bit of footy, just couldn't hold on to the mark to Casio, who's also making her debut today. Just taking a little bit high in the tackle there. So it'll be coming back. Matilda Clarkson, dangerous ball across the face of goal. You've got to be sure of those kicks when you want to let him go. Handball over the top here to Isla Baldwin, who's been magnificent so far in this contest. The kick towards goal just at the last second. Goes to the right. The players need to be aware of that. That wind is just pushing the ball across to the right of your screen. That ball just landed right in the middle of the two Dragons players. Sandringham, 6 debutants today, and Fagan, Watkins, Whitney, Foreign, Turnbull, Nankervis. So congratulations to all of those putting on the famous Sandringham Dragons jersey for their first time. Hopefully their second half can get a bit more going here, as that's a big tackle. It was Jordan Allen was taken. Head hit the grass as well as she fell to ground. Tough operator is Jordan Allen. So it'll be thrown back in. Here on the broadcast wing at RSEA Park. It's almost a bit of a basketball dribble. Worked out beautifully there from McMillan. Ersprung. High ball. Good spoil coming in. Trickles towards the boundary line. It was a good pick-up and a bit of run there from McLean, but the kick back inboard was not the best. As Josephine Bamford on debut takes the mark. Is that going to be holding the ball? Took them on ever so slightly. Umpire says no, it'll just be a stoppage. Doing the ruck work for the Dragons is Margot Whitney, who's on debut today. Lovely pick up here from Goldman. Gives it back to Howden. Runs into a little bit of trouble. Goes back inboard, and a good mark taken from Fagan. On debut, coming out of the Hampton Rovers. Sends that one towards the boundary line. It was a good pick up from Clarkson, but an even better tackle. Wrapped up nicely from Bamford. Just got the ball out. The bottom of the pack here is Jessica Thomas. We'll have a stoppage. It's the opening game for both of these sides in the 2024 season. Of course, the Rangers had a wonderful campaign in 2023. They finished first on the ladder, 11 wins, 2 losses. In the first week of finals, they beat the Northern Knights by 79 points. They then beat the Falcons by 60 points in the preliminary final. Narrowly went down in the big dance to the Oakley Chargers by 7 points. The kick coming in here from the debutant into Petta. Taking the interception was Fagan. Unlucky bounce here. Handball back over the top here to Georgie Knight. Just couldn't quite get a look at it. Backs it up with a big crunching tackle onto the ground. We'll have a stoppage just outside the goal square here for the Rangers. Can they get the first goal of this second half? We're yet to see a goal on this end of the ground here, the right of your dial. The tap was run one down. The shot in towards goal hits the post. Three goals, 11 are the Eastern Rangers. They've really struggled with their accuracy to the right of your dial. Georgia Knight opened up the account in the early stages of the second term, followed by Emma Stilvey with a lovely snapping shot. Then Indiana Markby, I don't know, a set shot from about 30 metres out straight in front. The Rangers won that second quarter 23-0, and really setting themselves up here in the second half. As that one was just spoiled out of bounds for a throw-in. As I mentioned, both teams missing some key players due to the AFL Academy and under-23 All-Stars. The Rangers without their captain in Georgie Brisbane, also Grace Barber and Grace Baloney. As here comes the debutante, hits the post as Angelina Toccaggio That would have been quite the first goal within the Coates Talent League. And that post is getting a little bit of action throughout the day on this end of the ground. Good option here to find Macy Watkins coming out of St Kilda City. The 16-year-old is going to play on under a bit of trouble. Gave the handball away. Spoiled from the back of the pack. Slick little handball there to find Nankervis. Bouncing ball. Doesn't have much in front of her. Handball, a little bit too much on it for Nankervis. Was potentially taken without the footy. Streaming in was Watkins and just ripped out of it from Hedderwick. Will send him towards the paint of 50. At the fall of the ball was Ella Brown. It's going to be a throw. Matilda Clarkson, the recipient. Under a lot of pressure, got the handball away over the top to a teammate who had 3 Rangers jerseys all around her. In the end, it was a slick pick-up. Here's Hedderwick once again, putting her body on the line. And that's going to be a lasso. I believe it'll be Daisy Flockhart taking this kick. Coming out of Old Brighton. True centre wing here at RSEA Park. Oh, here's Hedderwick once again. He's really starting to impose herself on this game as the Rangers will surge forward. Stilvey. Oh, was that a legal disposal? The umpire says play on. Oh, and then they've given away the free kick there. So very unfortunate there for Sandringham. Probably should have been awarded and then gave one away to Indiana Markby. He looks across the face. Patterson has done a lot of work on this half-forward line for the Rangers. Setting them up back inside. Kicks to a 2-on-1. Been very impressed with Scout Howden, who had that clearing kick away. Oh, it looks like the umpire was about to throw out the deliberate sign, but I think that was the right decision in the end to be a boundary throw-in. Howden was under a lot of pressure with that kick. I don't think she intentionally tried to get it out of bounds. Just over 12 minutes elapsed here in the third term. Just the 3 behinds so far in this third quarter. Had to wait under it for a while. Hedderwick still was able to get that ball out. Just got the disposal towards Coney. Just not enough on it. We'll have a stoppage. Winning the tap down with Sophie Crofts of the Dragons, and they'll get the clearing ball. Turnbull couldn't hold on to the mark. And Fern Wannon showing her pace coming off the half-back line. The kick in towards the middle of the ground. It was a nice pick-up off the deck. Here's Georgie Marsden now. Fantastic kick to find the debutant in Ishka Ballastock. Another beautiful option found. Taking the mark is Markby. In towards full forward, that pocket region just taken out the back. She'll run into an open goal and send that one through, will Evie Parker. Although it's going to be coming back. I believe that's going to be for a push or holding against Evie Parker, so unfortunate for her. And 50 metres as well. So they've given away 2 50-metre penalties now, have the Rangers deep in their own forward line. Couldn't hold on to the mark was Flocker. Gets the footy back though. Nearly chased down. Got it away to Macy Watkins, who looks back inboard with a nice handball there to Nankervis. Kicks it to a 2-on-1 and strong hands from Fern Wannon from the White Horse Colts. Was nearly chased down, but enough pressure applied for the turnover. Turnbull goes back to Juricic. Now towards Sienna Sharp. Maybe taken without it. The kick in towards the forward pocket here. Can they hold on to a mark? Just slips through the hands of Daltrey. Interesting looking disposal from Fern Warren, but it works out. No, it doesn't. The Dragons really starting to lift here in this third term. Taking the mark here is Sienna Sharp from the East Brighton Vampires. Only had the one game in 2023. Can she be the one to get the first on the board here for the Dragons in 2024? It was almost a bit of a barrel, and that was just thumped towards the goal line, and in the end it was rushed through for a minor score. The first score of the 2024 season for the Dragons. Beautiful ball to find Baldwin. Had 2 attempts at it, but in the end did juke it. Lovely kick to find Jordan Allen. Some of the better players linking up here for the Rangers. As the ball spills towards the 50-metre line. Excellent play here from Stasia Stevenson. She could nearly just run in the whole way. She takes a bounce in towards the pocket, and the kick never quite looked like it, as that one sails through over the boundary line. 4 minutes to play here in the third quarter. 29 points the Rangers lead by. Sandringham. Just a couple of skill errors. The Dragons had 5 draftees going to the AFLW last. So the Eastern Rangers had 5 draftees into the AFLW last year. So there's probably a few more today that we are watching that could make that next step. And that's what's so great about the Coates Talent League, is we get to see some of the future stars of our game on display. As here is one of them, Baldwin gives it off the hands there. The kick comes in towards the forward line. Defender couldn't hold on to the mark, and it was well roved in the end from Turns. It goes back inside, nearly gets the own footy back, handballed back over. Patterson tried to get involved, got a hand on it, but not enough to stop the play here for the Dragons. Just gave it to a player under immense pressure there. It was Goldman. It's been picked off. I believe this is McMillan with the shot in towards goal. Can this bounce through? It just stops here. Knight, can she turn around and snap it through? Of course she can. That's 2 for Knight. And the Rangers are on the board in the second half. You just felt like that was coming. They'd been pressing for a while, so repeat entries, locking the ball down there, and that's what happens. Georgia Knight continuing her good form from last season with her second goal. Just read the ball beautifully. The ball just stopped. Was able to snap that one through to push that lead out to 35 points here. We'll go back to the middle of RSEA Park. Here's Baldwin. What an impressive game that she's put together. Just slipped through the hands here. An opportunity. Macy Watkins goes over the top to Zakowski. Little push there. On the deck is Maidenhall. We'll have a stoppage just inside the forward 50 for the Dragons. Still looking for their first goal of this game. Doing the ruck work here is Margot Whitney for the Dragons. A snapping shot. Sharp had a good look at it. Could she soccer it off? No, she can't, because Marsden was first at it, although she's turned that one over. It's going to be holding the ball. And an opportunity for Georgia Zakowski to get the first goal of the 2024 season for the Sandringham Dragons. Zakowski coming out of Ajax. Only had the one game in 2023. Relatively easy shot from the pocket here for the first of the season here. In the end, it goes out of bounds on the full. which pretty much sums up the day so far for the Dragons, although the third quarter has been much more impressive. And speaking of impressive, here's Molly Patterson. Crashing the pack. Brought to ground. 20 seconds to play now till the final break here at RSEA Park. The Dragons finally starting to get a bit more in this third quarter. Towards goal it goes, and on the last line of defence, Fern Wannon was able to see that one over. And that is the end of the third quarter here on Community TV. The Sandringham Dragons just the one behind to the Eastern Rangers, 4-12-36. My name is Austin Kruger. We'll have a final break here on Community TV before we take you right up to the final siren. 20 minutes of football to go here on Community TV as a part of our big double header for the Coates Talent League. It's three-quarter time between the Eastern Rangers and the Sandringham Dragons. And as it stands, the Rangers are 4 goals 12, 36 to the Dragons, just the two behind the goal scorers from the first three quarters. Georgia Knight has got 2 goals, and then Indiana Markby and Emma Stilvey with singles. It's been a big day of football at RSEA Park. Of course, we had the boys go at it early this morning. Sandringham winning that one by 19 points in the grand final replay, and at the moment the Rangers are well and truly in control of this one. It was a dominant first half. The Dragons looked a bit better in that third quarter, but the Rangers are looking too strong here in the 2024 season. Austin Kruger's my name as I'll take you through our final quarter of the day here for our Coates Talent League match of the week. Was handballing that one to no one in particular was Goulburn. In the end gets her own footy back but fumbles it. Crashing the pack was Baldwin. Did well to get the handball back. And a big group tackle laid and just somehow, some way got the ball out. Didn't quite have the footy, did Knight, as it spills back into play. Umpire letting them go. Good tackle. Just desperately trying to get this football out of there. In the end, Sandringham tried to move it out there. It's going to be a lasso. Going the way of the Dragons. We're starting to press in the latter stages that third quarter as they look for their first major. McMillan over the top to Bamford. The debutante's been impressive today. She's going to go back in board. It's a dangerous ball and it's been taken by Macy Watkins in towards the centre circle. Well done from Coney. Off to Baldwin. As I mentioned, Carlton VFLW listed, and you can see why with her performance. Lace-out kick to find Knight. The beautiful entry. And that kick did not land where it was intended to go, as Macy Watkins off to Goldman. Through hands, the Dragons go. Bit of a push there. Fern Wannon with a bit of work to do as it trickles out. Of course, this is round 1 of the girls' competition. We did see last week the Geelong Falcons start the season as they won against the GWV Rebels by 26 points. And that's going to be out of bounds on the full, coming off the boot of Flocker. One other game in progress today. Calder Cannons and the Northern Knights. Oh, running into a bit of trouble. Just got the handball away. Gives it to a teammate under immediate pressure. I think Coach Martha Cantwell, the Dragons, can be impressed with their second half efforts thus far after a pretty lacklustre performance in the opening 2 quarters. They've certainly lifted their intensity around the ball and been able to get their hands on it a bit more. But the Rangers have still been too good and too strong as the kick coming in here. Might just work out here for Sharp. Can she be the one to get the first? It'll swing back. It'll go through. And Sienna Sharp with something to celebrate for the Dragons. It was a lovely kick. Used the wind to perfection. That's her first goal as a Dragon. And the first of the 2024 season. Coming off the boot there of Sienna Sharp, who looked good in the third quarter, was in and around it, and finally gets one through here. 15 minutes to play in this one. You'd think it'd still be too tall of an ask for the Dragons to be able to come back in this one. But either way, their second half has been a lot stronger and some positive signs going forward. Patterson comes back onto the ground and immediately has an impact. Macy Watkins once again, she's arguably been best on for the Dragons, been very impressed with her on debut as well, so looks like she's going to fit right into this Dragons outfit. Nice handball there from Daltrey, was strong enough to just get those arms free. And Watkins involved once again, inside forward 50 they go. McLean got the kick away. Can it stay in for them? Oh, it does. Everyone thought it was going to go out. And that one's just towing the line there from the pocket. Can this one go through? The kick from McLean. This is to the near side for a minor score. So under a bit of pressure now are the Rangers defenders, which I haven't been able to say that for most of the day. They go for the kick inboard. Sharp in and around it again, as is Bamford. Fern Wannon wrapped up by Crofts. I'm allowed a stoppage directly in front of goal, 40 metres out from the Sandringham side of things. Tapped back in there. Little check side kick from Flockhart. Just falls out here nicely. The snapping shot from Daltrey was unable to find a target. So it'll be thrown back into play. Really starting to press now are the Dragons. Goes in towards goal. Oh, that's got to be holding the ball. It will be. It'll be a shot directly in front for Georgia Zukowski. She had the opening set shot for the Dragons that didn't register a score this time. It's a much better angle, a much better distance. And who knows, if this one can sail through, the Dragons might just work themselves back into this game. There's still over half a quarter of football to go. But Zukowski has to see this one sail through directly in front of goal for 2 in a row here for the Dragons. Zukowski comes in. The goal umpire watches that one sail right over his head. And Sandringham, they are starting to heat up here at RSEA Park. Still a bit of work to be done. 21 points they're down by. But they've certainly got the momentum now. Who knows, a quick clearance, another forward entry. And they are right in this game. So we're back in the middle now. Patterson couldn't get a clean look at it. Baldwin crashing the pack, met in a tackle, ridden into the ground, says the umpire. That's not going to do the Dragons any good. It's about the last person you want to be giving the ball to. Is Isla Baldwin. She's been one of the best on ground today. Oh, strong hands, fantastic grab. Taken from Evie Parker. Finds an option inside forward 50, and how was that passage of play from the Eastern Rangers? Out of the middle, and Georgia Knight takes the mark. It was Baldwin who started the play. Evie Parker with a very strong overhead mark, and followed it up with a beautiful kick to find Knight, who was looking for her third goal and to put this game well and truly away, straight in front of goals. It's a roost of a kick, and she does get it. A bit of celebrations as Knight gets her third. And that could be all that's needed now for the Eastern Rangers, who respond well. They respond like a championship team that they are. Just as the Dragons were finally starting to get a bit of momentum. The first time they've had to answer the call and respond in 2024, and they do so immediately. Knights got 3. Little grubber across the grass. Kick forward into a bit of space and turned over, and the Dragons towards a 2-on-1. They just get in the road of each other. The handball will go to Patterson, met in a big tackle there. It was Flocker laying the tackle. Thrown back up. Whitney against Smith in the ruck. Here's Goldman. She's been impressive too for the Dragons. Spills towards the boundary line, just getting a hand on it, making sure the lasso doesn't come into play as the two opponents just wrestle each other over the boundary line. 10.5 gone here in the last term on Community TV as part of a big double header. That's a big tackle into the ground. Sitherbourne was involved. Falls to McLean. We'll have another stoppage. So just a couple of repeat stoppages now, right on the pain of 50. As the rain has stopped at RSEA Park, the wind's still playing a factor. Just coming off the knee there, hacked forward. Should be able to take the mark and does so is Stasia Stevenson. Excellent name. She'll look to go into the middle. Didn't have the front positioning. That's going to be a holding free kick going the way of the Dragons. Didn't have front positioning, resulting in a free kick to Fagan, who goes towards the centre circle to a 2-on-1. Fantastic pick up there from Zoe Wilkinson. Beautiful find as well. Just couldn't hold on to the mark was Markby. The kick here from Stasia Stevenson in towards the goal square. Will it just stay in play? It won't. As Turns has to see that one over. That could have been an icing on top of the cake moment there for the Eastern Rangers girls. Nonetheless, it was a good passage of play. Stilvey has been impressive. Got a goal in this one. Taking the mark here for the Rangers. Sends them back inside. Coming in, laying a big tackle is Ella Brown. Ella Brown making her debut. She's a top ager, has just entered the program. She's been said to have fantastic defensive pressure, and we just saw that on full display. Oh, that could be in danger for holding the ball. Didn't get a boot on it. It's going to result in a shot on goal here for Ishka Ballastock from Healesville. Is the 17-year-old. Did have a shot earlier in proceedings, was unable to get it. On debut is Stock, looking for her first goal within the Coates Talent League. Looks to be a nice kick, just might not have the journey. Can she snap this one through? Looked like it was touched off a few sets of hands. Tried to find it back into Ballastock. Big tackle laid. Didn't have prior disposal. Umpire letting them play. It does fall out now. Trying to tap that one forward was Markby. Continuing her efforts, and it's going to be a push going the way of the Eastern Rangers. Ella Brown, who I mentioned before, is the top ager on debut today. Comes in and just send that to the teeth of the square. Knight had a good look at it, just couldn't hold on to it. And we'll have a stoppage 15 metres out directly in front here for the Rangers, as they're going to open up their 2024 season with a good victory here. Holding free kick going the way of Sandy. The Sandy Dragons, that is. Oh, just spilling that one. Could have been paid for holding the ball. Wasn't it? Here's Baldwin. Somehow got the snapping shot in towards goal. Will this one dribble through? Gets the bounce, gets the goal. Baldwin's on the board with a wonderful snapping shot. It caps off a brilliant performance from the Carlton VFLW listed player, who's probably not going to lace up too many times this year for the Dragons due to her other commitments, but boy, what a player and what a prospect she is. May have got the fortuitous bounce, but nonetheless, a well-deserved goal from Baldwin. She'll certainly be in the best when it's all said and done, along with Molly Patterson. Georgia Knight's been good. Marsden, Stevenson, Indiana Markby as well. It's been a well-rounded team performance. Well read. Here's Knight again. They're just laying them on now. Couldn't get the bounce. So I believe it did go through for a minor score. 4 minutes and change now left in this one. Strong hands. McMillan, once again, she's been really good in the air, finding a target. Lovely football once again. Georgia Knight, he's got 3 goals already in this one. Looking for her 4th. You'd think this would be right on her journey. There's not enough Sandringham players on the goal line. They need to get back there. As Knight comes in, looking for her 4th, just improves the angle a little bit, and the kick comes in. It's a good one, just not quite enough on it. Takes from the 6 goals, 15, the Rangers. So it might be a bit of goal shooting practice during the week. Taking from the goal square. Just gets a bit of extra meterage. Patterson couldn't hold on to the mark. Falls to Howden, who can hold her head high for the Dragons. Spills out to Turnbull. Handball back in board was dangerous. Had to get rid of it very quickly. And Patterson lays a big tackle. And a free kick's been awarded to the Dragons, who got the first 2 goals of this last quarter. And we thought maybe there was a potential little comeback on the cards. A fantastic spoil there. Stasia Stevenson having a strong impact in this last quarter. They've got all the numbers now, do the Dragons. Taking the mark is Maidenhall. They've got a player open in the pocket. She can turn around and create a lead. Turnbull. The Rangers defenders have been able to come back, and in the end, Jordan Allen taking a near uncontested mark. Moves it over to Coney. Stevenson, been very impressed with the Rangers' marking abilities in this one. It was a little shaky in the first term, but since then, I think they were maybe just a bit nervous to open up the season. Since then, they've been so strong overhead. It's really been one of the key difference makers in this game. Just been a lot cleaner with the ball. And they could be up by a lot more in this one as well. When you have a look at 15 behinds. The Dragons just trying to get one back here before the full-time siren. Crashing through. The hands off there to Zakowski, who was a goal scorer for the Dragons in this one. Taps back into play. Off to Stilvey. Here's Maidenhall. Can they get another one here? The Dragons before full-time. The kick will be marked on the last line of defence from Georgie Marsden. Moves it off to McMillan. Couldn't hold on to the mark. Just got the ball away before the umpire could blow the whistle. Taking a good mark here is Calogero. Sharp was the option. Just went over the top. Maidenhall. And a tackle and a good option. Good vision. She's going to play on and look to go. Switch this one over to Stilvey. Couldn't hold on to the mark. Almost looked like she gave up on that play a little bit as Howard moves the ball back inboard. Over to Sharp. She gets past a couple. She'll turn around onto the left and snap that one through for a minor score. Has looked lively though, Sienna Sharp for the Dragons. Does have a goal in this contest. And there we go, full-time siren here at RSEA Park. The Rangers with a comfortable victory. They win this one 6-15-51 to the Sandringham Dragons 2-4-16. We'll have a look at the goal scorers for the Sandringham Dragons. Sienna Sharp and Georgia Zukowski with singles, and then for the Rangers, Georgia Knight with 3, Mark B with 1, and Stilvey with a single. So that is our doubleheader, all wrapped up here on Community TV. It's been a big day of football. We saw the boys go at it this morning, where Sandringham won that game by 19 points over the Eastern Rangers. But the girls opening up their 2024 season ends up in a 35-point victory for the Eastern Rangers. My name's Austin Kruger. Thank you for joining us today here on Community TV. We'll be back next week with more of the 2024 Coates Talent League season.